this week's Paint Your Style is not, it and I are not getting along. I am not feeling it. So, Mom had a really good suggestion, which was doing it in a monochrome gray again, which I've done before for Paint Your Style when I really wasn't happy with like the idea of it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But first I have to find a gray that isn't going to granulate too purple or too yellow. So I think I need, I don't know that I can show the whole swatch book on here. Also, like, we're down to no palettes that are clean. I was away all weekend, and so nothing is clean or tidy in the studio. That's too pink. Those are all too purple. Possibility? Possibility. Pink to pink. I think you go too yellow, but it might be a possibility. Yeah, possibility. So the question now is, embrace the mess. Yes. I do, for the most part, embrace the mess. I have no storage around the table that I paint on, and so embracing the mess does have to happen at times, but I do enjoy having my palettes sort of clean enough that when I'm doing a project, there's at least one that's clean. I think those are my options. So we have 2 from Schminke, we have 1 from Cosmic, and we have 1 from 31 Purple Fish. Do I have diluted swatches of all of these? No, I don't. So what does Urban Gray look like really diluted? Do I have a blank card? Where's Urban Gray? It's in here somewhere. You're Urban Gray. You are Urban Gray. So the photo is the cover photo for this week's challenge. I still haven't figured out how to embed a photo into a live. If anyone knows how to do that without, being incredibly techy, let me know. My tech skills are sort of limited. Okay, and that's Urban Gray, which I would say is more blue than Pebble. Or sorry, yeah, more blue than Pebble, but like similar sort of undertones. So, this. Really funny thing is, I have corner rounded cards like 5 feet away from me. They just mean standing up. And so I'll just corner round this card later and then complain when I have to cut more cards for the 100-day challenge. So I can go more blue, or I can go more sort of gray yellow. I almost think these 2 get eliminated right away. Those 2 are my options. I can either go Urban Gray, which is very much the color of the mountains, or I can go Sepia Haze, which is sort of like the water, the boathouse, and everything. But I do like the idea of doing this as a 1-color challenge. Anyone in chat have an opinion as I tape this page out? We'll have a few seconds as I tape. Because it is, and this could totally fail, and I could, you know, redo this again with different colors. But I think it's important to try it as a one color challenge just to see if A, I can do it, and B, if I like it. So I do tend to enjoy one color challenges. I think I've done one in gray with the Paint Your Style challenge, and then I did one in purple. Oh, the heat gun's not plugged in, and I'm definitely going to need that for this. Alright. Which gray do I want to go with? Either way, I'm not using that brush today. It's too big. I think my friend today is going to be sticking with tiny brushes. Sort of. Let's forget that I can actually see what you guys see above. It's crooked. There we go. Which gray do I like more? I almost think sepia haze, because I'm going to be able to build it up more. Alright. Where did I put them? Was I actually good in put away palettes? I was. I think this should be 31 Purple Fish. Sepia Go Away, which is one of my favorite stickers on any palette I have. Sepia Haze. Lunar Moon might work too. Why didn't I pull Lunar Moon? Never mind. We're not adding more colors to this mix now. It just seems dangerous. So, let's do this thing. I may use white gouache. We'll see. There's a dot of it out on this fish palette. I put it out for a 100-day challenge weeks ago, and I'm still working my way through it. And I don't feel like washing it away, because, you know, I might need it. My detail brushes are all getting a little bit ragged, and I replaced them this week. But I haven't actually had time to film an opening video for what I got. So expect that they'll be alive after this one. I don't know if they'll be back to back or not, but that one will be, you know, opening new stuff and watching. Right, the goal here is to just sort of put down color in a logical manner. So let's actually grab a pencil. I think I've done this too far out. Maybe not. Can you tell that I don't do buildings? You gotta say that every time there's a paint your style that involves a building. Alright, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this as a mix of ink and gray. Mostly because that's much more my style, and I don't want to figure out how to do this without ink lines. Oh, I just put my arm against the mic, didn't I? Those windows are not doing it for me. So, what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to ink in the building, and then I'm going to build sort of everything around that part of the image. Is that how really artsy people would do it? No. But you're not following me because I am, a perfect artist. I like the idea of it being like permanent ink. I will be using the Sailor permanent black that starts with a K that I've linked in my last few videos, because I just like how it looks in pieces. Yeah, I'm not somebody that draws buildings. The lines of this are like really off. Got more windows. This remote is like tall. It sort of looks like it's a door, but it can't be. It's too high up. Alright. Great. Now I get to erase a bunch of these lines. And just go over it with pen, because that's how we're building this piece today. And if you want like a proper art channel, this isn't it. Well, it's sometimes it. Like sometimes we do really technical things, and sometimes we do stuff like this. I'm, you know, sketching in lines for the building. Permanent black pen. My angles are off because the thought of like having to do it in non-permanent ink is not who I am. Alright, I actually think that this is sort of the thing with paint your style is like you have to make it you. Even when like the work for the piece isn't you. So it's all about like building something. Sure. We'll accept that. It's too late now to back out, like it was in permanently. Am I going to do the porch? Yes. So. Sure, that's a porch. Right. Now that is true. Boathouses are naturally wonky. I am going to dry this with a heat gun because I am really impatient. Oh, they keep moving my mute. Alright. I think that's dry. I have to say, carbon ink has like a really distinct smell when you dry it with a heat gun, which no other sort of ink or paint has. Now, let's get into this. It should be dry, so I'm going to start with erasing everything that's left, line-wise. There. So, my paper's a bit warped. I don't really care. It's going to get more warped as we go. And I am going to start with taking an absolutely minuscule bit this color. And going in and doing the mountains. This is not the best mountain I've done. And then we're going to go in quite dark down here. Because that's sort of how this is going. Like, this bottom edge is going to be really, really dark. But not the darkest part. Which is going to be sort of interesting. We've got to work it up so that this area under the boathouse can still go darker. And then we have something that could look really cool or really awful depending on how I execute it. I think it'll look better once I've got the tree line in and like you can tell that that's, you know, mountain. Alright, I'm gonna dry this quickly. Alright, we're dry. And so what I'm going to do now is take a little bit more of this. So we have filled. We are going to go in with a really quite small detail brush for this part, because I want to keep sort of all of the sort of joy . Oh, I think I liked it better before I did this. Okay, let's dry it. Alright. I don't know that I love it, but I am going to go in and add in the tree line on the far side while I think about going in and adding a second layer here just to like fix up the blotchiness a little bit. It's just a little bit too streaky for my taste. Though like the original, it is streaky as well, so I don't know. Alright. I am going to go in and do touch-up layer. The roof line for this section wrong. Still got it wrong, but now it's like wrong in a better way. That's a thing. Go ahead and fix it with a slightly smaller brush. And really, it's the surface of water, like reflections aren't perfect. It's the surface of water. I also realized there's supposed to be space between the cabin and the shadow, and that would have probably helped things look slightly less wonky. But we've done it. It's happened. And we're going to embrace the wonky. And once it's dry, we'll go through and I'm going to re-ink all the lines. All right, now we grab the pen. It does have like a few little bubbles which can happen when you heat something, and like the paper's already taken more than it wants to take, which I think is what's going on in this case. Like the paper's just like sort of done. So I don't know how much ink I'm actually going to be able to get onto this paper, but we'll find out. The answer is almost none. Yeah, okay. We're just going to peel this. There we go. So it's not the exact image, but I think it's not super far off. Like if I'd remembered about the space in here, like that was my biggest thing, is I brought this too far up. I think other than that, it's actually pretty good. I'm fairly happy with it. And I think it actually looks better on camera than it does in person. My mountain in the background, the very back one's a bit wonky. I'm fairly happy with it though. So this is BYS. Bed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119 19, 20, 24, 31, P, F, sepia, haze. Normally I would do a swatch card, but this only used one color, and so I don't see the point. So there we go. Much easier than I was making it out to be in my head, which things often are.